Good morning. Welcome to our webinar for our virtual open day. Here you will be able to find out more about the ATI, so Accounting Technicians in Ireland Level 4 Certificate, and the ATI Level 5 Diploma for Accounting Technicians. My name is Sandra Rolston and I am the coordinator for both the ATI Level 4 and the ATI Level 5. We hope you enjoy this webinar this morning, and you can go back and view it at a later time just to catch up on any other details that you may have missed during the webinar. What you will find is we have what we call a chat facility. So if you find you have any questions, or there's something maybe that went through the presentation that you might want some further clarity on, or some more feedback, please enter them into the chat facility, and you'll see that on your screen, that you'll be able to then have a discussion with my colleague, Colleen Harrison, who'll be able to take questions during the presentation and also at the end. Also as well, we have today Philip McAvoy, who is joining us, and he is our Development Officer here in Northern Ireland, and he'll be happy as well to answer any questions that you might have. So feel free, if there is anything that you want further clarity on, or if there's just a question that you've came in today and you want an answer to, please feel free to drop that into the Q&A. So I suppose it's good to have a wee idea of who really is in the team. So if you're thinking of coming on to do the Level 4 certificate, or you're coming on board to do the Level 5 diploma, if you've already achieved the Level 4 certificate, you might want to know really who is involved in the teaching. Well, I suppose really to start off, the team that we have on board are really, they're graduates, they're postgraduate, they have whole postgraduate qualifications, they have a lot of experience out in industry, and they've brought that back into the classroom. And we really feel that our staff within the team, it's a very small team, do offer a real passion for the subject, and they really are able to give you a really good insight into the whole world of accounting. As I said at the beginning, my name is Sandra Rolston. I'm the coordinator. Now the coordinator really role, I suppose, is really to oversee the whole of the programme. We have both the ATI running in our Lisburn campus and also in our Bangor campus. And my colleague Debbie Daniels would really carry on the responsibilities in our Bangor campus. We can send on further details of Debbie's details and mine. I haven't included them on my email address on this particular webinar, but you'll be able to get that from the SERC website. Or alternatively, if you put in online application, you'll be able to get further information from that, because we will be actually getting in touch with you to come in for an interview. So don't be worried, we will be available to call you in at a later stage. So in the ATI Level 4 certificate, that's your first year of the programme. So when you come in at the beginning, this is what you embark on. So I teach the financial accounting in Level 4, or the Year 1, and I also teach the advanced financial accounting in Year 2, or in the Level 5 diploma. My colleague Kieran McCardle, he teaches taxation in the Level 4, and he teaches advanced taxation in the Level 5 diploma. Lawrence Purdy teaches business management in the Level 4, and he also teaches management accounting in the Level 5. We have Emma Wright, who teaches business law, and we have Colleen Harrison, who will be teaching the financial data management. There has been there's a bit of a revamp this year with the syllabus, so a few new changes which will be on offer to you come September 2020. The Bangor team is very similar as well. We have a very small team there as well, with Debbie Daniels taking up the role of doing financial accounting, advanced financial accounting. We have another tax lecturer as well, Natalie, who takes on taxation, advanced taxation. And then we have Debbie taking on integrated accounting systems. That's now going to be the new financial data management. And we have Lawrence Purdy, who takes on the other two modules of business management and management accounting. So I suppose if you don't know already about ATI, a wee bit just about it, I'm just going to go through this very briefly. Really, it's a professional body. So whenever you come onto the ATI, you will be registered with the professional body for accounting technicians. And the students, not just in Northern Ireland, but in the south of Ireland as well. They've about more than 10,000 members throughout the whole of Ireland. They offer accounting qualifications, which opens the door to you to come on as an accounting technician. When you do become a qualified accounting technician, or even before it, you can be employed in industry, out in practice, in the public sector. In fact, any business where you're doing any finance or accounting tasks, you can become, or you may have already, you may become an accounting technician. When you do finish your whole qualification, your level 5 diploma, you then are you then get the professional designation of MIATI. So you then become a member of accounting technicians in Ireland. So you get letters after your name. So it really does, it is a very high looked at qualification and well regarded qualification as it sits. What do you need to get in? Now you might think, I suppose like any course, you need to obviously meet the entry requirements, and we would be very, very strict in terms of the requirements that you need to get on. And the reasons for that are that it is a very intense course. It's a level 4 and level 5, so you're looking at first year, second year degree, but because they're professional exams, they really sit very, very high up there in terms of the ability that you need to complete them. Now, if you're coming onto the course and you've just left school and you're thinking of doing it, you must have at least 1 A level or 2 AS levels. We would look as well at other equivalent qualifications there. So if you're holding a BTEC, we would look at that as well. You must have a grade C in English and either Maths. We would prefer to have at least 2 Cs in English and Maths, or if you've maybe studied accountancy or business studies, we would look at that as well. And normally this would be the criteria we would look for anyone who's under 21. But really anything above that, we would be more than willing to take you on. Anything below that, we would be very, very wary. In fact, we would probably signpost you to another path before you'd come on to do the level 4. Don't be put off if you're over 21. We've grouped this into mature learners. You're definitely not mature if you're just over 21. But if you are over 21 and you want to come on board, if you have maybe a lot of experience behind you, but you don't have the qualification which you want to get, we will look at that as well. We will consider that as well. So if you are a school leaver or mature learner and you're interested in applying, please come ahead. So the level 4 certificate then, or year 1 of the course you're going to study, it really gives you that solid grounding in business. It gives you a strong foundation for you really to think, is this for me or is it not? And really, I think the level 4 prepares you, not only if you're out in the workplace, but also what you study in the classroom to go on and study for the level 5 diploma. Now, I've mentioned those modules before, so I'm not going to go into those again. One thing I am going to draw your attention to is just sometimes students come on and they wonder, well, how will I be assessed? Am I going to do exams? Is it coursework? Is it maybe a mixture of both? It's not, it's 100% examination. So if you come on and you think, well, I'm not so sure about doing exams, you really need to think about whether the course is for you, because you will be doing 3-hour written exams, or at the moment our students are going to be embarking in the next week or 2 on online exams, obviously because of the current situation, but it's 100% examination. And the pass mark for the modules is 50%. So it's relatively high pass mark to be able to pass all of the modules. If you finish the level 4 certificates and you want to embark then on the level 5, so you've been successful in the level 4 and you come on to the level 5, then here is where you will then study the modules that we mentioned earlier. Once you're in your level 5, and if you are working within an accounting role, you will be gathering work experience as you go along, and that's the thing as well about this qualification. Before you can actually get the level 5 diploma, you must, and we'll see this in a later slide, you must pass all of your 8 exams. So you're 4 in level 4, you're 4 in level 5, plus you must have 2 years work experience before you can then before you will then be awarded your ATI level 5 diploma. So That will be something that will be talked about as we go on through the course. At the minute, I was saying there that the course has actually gone under a revalidation. So from 2021, when we start to teach these new level 5 modules, the work experience has changed slightly different, but that's something that we'll be talking about later on. Just like the level 4 modules, again, all of these modules in level 5 are 100% examination. So again, no coursework, all assessment is through by way of exams, and it's all something that you have to consider, I think, before you come on to do the course. Not to put you off. Sometimes if you're coming on as a mature learner, you might think, oh no, I haven't done an exam maybe since I did my A-levels. Don't be worried. I mean, we prepare you, all of the team will prepare you and well prepare you for the exams that you will undertake. So I think I've mentioned this or alluded this just earlier. Once you get your level 4 certificate, plus your second year exams, plus your 2 years work experience. Now that is 2 years full-time work experience or the equivalent part-time. You're then awarded your level 5 diploma for accounting technician. So you can have this qualification inside 2 years. Especially if you're working in an accounting role, you can have it all at the end of 2 years. Don't be worried if you're not. You will get time to get your work experience after you get your exam. So there is a window there that you will be able to work towards to get that. And I know some students in the past have not got their work experience just yet. They get their exams and then they may move into a role or find a role within accounting to get that signed off. So I suppose moving on then from really what you get at the end, is that the end? Is that it and you just work as an accounting technician? No, it's not. A lot of our graduates, and again this depends year on, each year it would differ. Sometimes we have quite a few moving on, sometimes we don't have, it just depends on our cohort of students. But those that do graduate with their level 5 diploma do go on and use ATI as a stepping stone into higher level professional accounting, taxation or degree programs. So if you're maybe thinking about going on to do your professional exams, we'll talk a bit in a minute about the bodies that you can go with, or even if you're thinking about doing a degree, maybe topping up to get a degree at the end of it, you can do that with this ATI qualification. Remember, you come out with a level 5, so really that's the equivalent of a second year degree program. But again, that would all be, depending on which year you went to, would depend on the university that's offering where you're thinking of studying the degree. And what you find as well is that you as a graduate from ATI can enjoy many exemptions from the professional bodies. So what you find is when you go in, depending on the body that you're going to register with, you might maybe in the first year of your professional exams, maybe only have 2 to do or 3 to do. It depends on the body that you're going to study with. So that's a good thing as well, because what it means is that you're actually almost on a par with someone coming with an accountancy degree. Now they would have maybe slightly more exemptions, but not that much more. So you can see how this course really does blend itself very well into leading you on if you want to go further with your study. Some of the bodies include Chartered Accountants Ireland, that's a partner body of accounting technicians in Ireland. Very popular with our students, quite a lot would go on to do Chartered Accountants Ireland. There's ACCA, the Association of Chartered and Certified Accountants, or there's also as well CIMA, which is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. Now that's not an exhaustive list, that's just our main ones that our students that we have found in the past have went on to study further with. And that further study could be another 3-4 years on top of what you have already done. Not to put you off at this stage, I'll not talk anything more about that because you're just at this stage thinking about a 2-year programme. That's really all I suppose I have to say by way of level 4 and level 5. I suppose if you have any questions at this stage or any feedback, which I said at the beginning, please enter them into the chat for discussion with my colleagues. I think one thing to say is as well is that, you know, if you are thinking about coming on board, you know, I know some of you who might be watching this today have already applied, and that's fantastic. We will be getting in touch with you to come in for an interview for the course. We interview everyone, and you might think, oh well, is it necessary? Yes, it is. We find that whenever we interview, students know what's expected of them. I remember a student saying to me one time, you know, you didn't tell us the course was going to be as hard as it was. And I was like, but you did say it was going to be difficult. And they were saying you really need to be really home in on the difficulty. That's not to preach at all. Listen, we have in fact, the majority of all our students get the level 5 diploma. And we have had a lot of success over this past number of years. We've had students scoring in the top 10 through the whole of Ireland. We've had thirds in the whole of Ireland. We've had really good success rate. So that shows you that really, if you're willing to put the work in, you will get hopefully out the other side. So really, I suppose our final slide here is really thanking you for listening to this presentation. And this is just a little picture of our graduation. Sometimes you think if you're maybe not doing a degree, you don't get to graduation. ATI has their own graduation, both in Dublin for their southern students and up here in Northern Ireland for yourselves. And this was actually our graduation back there in December 19, and it was held at Titanic in Belfast. And you can see there just a number of our ATI graduates who did appear. So you can see there you've the gown and the robe and everything, and very lovely, a really lovely event. And you know, it's a big thank you as well to all the work that you've done, and a big credit for the 2 years. Now, I haven't on this slide put my email address on it, but I mean, if you go in and make an online application, or if you're actually interested, I'll just actually give you or in fact, we'll pop my email address, I think, into the Q&A, just if anybody is wanting, if you just want to request it, we can pop it just in there, and then we can get that off to you. I think you'll be able to get information as well just from the SERC website. So it was one of the slides that we don't have just on this one for my email address, but you'll be able to contact me, no problem at all. So thank you very much for listening. I'll now hand you over to my colleagues then, who will hopefully answer any questions that you may have. So thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you very much, Sandra, for that very informative presentation. At present, we don't have anybody in the Q&A section, so we're going to leave this open maybe for another 5 minutes, just to allow you to post any questions that you might have. I've put Sandra's email address in there, Sandra Rolston. She's srolston@serc.ac.uk. So we'll leave this section open for another while, just to see if you have any questions. Please post them there, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Thank you. So thank you all for joining us this morning. Don't appear to be any questions just at the moment, but if you do have any questions, please do contact Sandra Rolston, that's srolston@serc.ac.uk. You will find Sandra's email address and also Debbie Daniels, who heads up our Bangor campus, on our website. So please do, if you are interested, please do go on and put an application on, and either Sandra or Debbie will be in touch to invite you in for interview. For those of you who are thinking about coming on to the ATI programme, it's a really good qualification, and we'd really love to speak to you about it. So thank you again, and this webinar will be on our website. You can go back and view it again. Thank you all. Goodbye.